Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Birds Flyby. I am your host, Mike Laro. Birds fall today 22-13 to the Cleveland Browns. And let's just say neither one of the quarterbacks really kind of made their case. If you are looking at it, Kyle McCord probably had the better day. I think Dorian Greenback, I'm going to say Dorian Thompson Robinson probably seen his. I think he's not going to make this team. Again, he was 5 for 8 for 17 yards. One costly interception that really got turned to the house, which was really kind of the difference in this game. So, Kyle McCord was 8 for 16, only 47 yards, but he did have a touchdown in this game. I got to see really something today. If you saw my TikTok earlier this morning on the It's a Rep Sports, I said I wanted to see who was going to emerge as CB number 2, cornerback number 2. You know, I don't know if we got that today. I think that's still going to be looking. But if you look at it, and I'm going to be real honest with you, looking at some of these guys today, I'm going to go down here just on the defense here. We're looking around, and I'll tell you what, the one guy who I felt like stuck out in this cornerback too was Mac McWilliams. I thought he played really good. I also thought that Drew Makuba kind of made his bones. Made his bones today. He took a interception for 75 yards to the house, and also recovering a fumble. I think he's really starting to make his presence known in the secondary to beat out Sidney Brown for that starting job. Again, I didn't really see much of Eli Ricks today. I didn't really see too much of Adoree Jackson, although it was kind of weird. I did see Adoree on the field, but they had him in the safety position today, not a corner. So that could be something there that we could be taking a look at. Maybe they're going to, if he does make this team, Adoree Jackson, he could be like kind of a hybrid role there, either putting him in at safety or at corner. But I did see that today during this game. He did get quite a few snaps at safety to Adoree Jackson. Now, Ricks I didn't really see too much of, and I was a little disappointed with the offensive game planning today as well. Really kind of didn't target Darius Cooper today. I was kind of hoping to see more of him. Ty Robinson had an okay day today. He kind of got thrown around a little bit. Ojulari to me right now, I think he's leading the way for that third edge rusher. I thought he had a really, really strong game today. Josh Uche was basically invisible. The only reason I knew he was out there was because they put his name up on the screen. So Uche, to me, is not moving the needle. I don't know if it's the number 0 curse. With him, he only had 2 tackles today. Did Josh Uche. So Ojulari had 2 tackles, 1 sack, but he was getting in all over the place. I'll tell you another guy who kind of made a little headway, I think, in me, which was Parry Nickerson, number 34. He had a pretty decent game. Tristan McCullum also. He brought the boomstick out today, man. Did McCullum. He was flying around throwing the body. So, I think right now, if you're looking for that start and safety, I'm really going to move out of Sydney. I'm really going to move out of him. Right now I'm looking at, I'm really looking at, Tristan McAuliffe and, Andrew Makuba. Sidney Brown to me, I'm sorry. I just think he's a guy that you can put in situations. I just don't think he's going to lead the way as far as being the starting safety next to next to Reed Blankenship. Right now, if I was to look, I would say Andrew McCoover is probably going to start week 1. And I think Sidney Brown, there'll be packages for Sidney Brown to be in there. But again, and as far as number 2, like I said, Mac McWilliams, and I still like Eli Ricks. I think Eli Ricks is going to make this team. I really do. I would be really surprised if Kelee Ringo, and I was pulling for the kid, but if they do keep him around, he may just be special teams. I don't really see him being that much better right now. I think Eli Ricks is probably leading the way, but Mac McWilliams is definitely making a name for himself. Also, I believe really kind of Parry Nickerson today also had a really decent game. So let's see here. Ricky checking in saying go Eagles. Star Wars DTR did not do well. No, he did not at all. And Makuba with the pick 6, I think that was awesome. It was kind of weird if you were watching the game. You didn't even know he had it. It was like all of a sudden, pum, he was right down the line. So, yeah, it was really good to see him do his thing today. Again, birds falling. And, I'm looking at some of these guys. If you're looking today, like I said, I was surprised they didn't throw a lot of balls to Darius Cooper today. Matter of fact, I don't think they targeted him once. Today was more, Trevor Moran or Taylor Moran, Terrence Marshall, and Anaya Smith. So, again, for me, I like I think we got some players there. As you know, I mean, they didn't start Tanner McKee today, did the Birds. They pretty much went with the 2 quarterbacks that are going to be fighting for QB3 today, and along with the running backs. A.J. Dillon, I think, had one reception for minus 14 yards on that. And I'm like, ugh. If you're looking at our rushing leaders today, Montrell Johnson had 6 carries for 20 yards. Keelan Robinson had 6 carries for 9 yards. A.J. Dillon, 3 carries for 7 yards. Kyle McCord, and then Sharik Powell literally had 3 carries for minus 5 yards. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Shell, checking in. What's going on, Shell? Shell is a friend of mine. She is actually a Indianapolis Colts fan. So I know you probably be getting ready to watch your Colts. I do believe they play tonight, I think. Or did they play this afternoon? I got to go back and take a look, actually. But, yeah. Actually, the Colts are on right now. So Shell's probably watching those games right now as they're going on. I will be giving you guys a rundown on the National Football League scoreboard. We got some games going today. Got some games getting ready to come up. We have one at 4 o'clock. Can't wait to see that. But I think it's safe to say now that the Eagles have found their safety in Drew Makuba. Today, he's on the field today, and you saw what happened with him on the field today. So, again, I really, really like I like to see what's going to happen with him. Mike Foods, what's going on? You can catch Foods. He's part of Patterson Avenue Fanatics over there on Cole County Entertainment. Man, make sure you check Mike and our old friend Tom. Make sure you check him out, Tom Kelly. Mike and Tom are over there. They're doing their thing with Cole County and and the Patterson Avenue Fanatics. So make sure you check them out. As Mike was just saying, as I was just saying as well, Makuba making an impact. He really was. And I'll tell you what, I just want to get this Jets game out of the way Friday night. If I'm the Eagles, I'm letting Dorian Green-Thompson play the whole game. Let him put some stuff on tape because I don't see him making it. And, for me, I just want to move on from that experiment. From him, I just don't think that. So, it really kind of makes me I just want to get the season started, man. Let's bring on the 4th of September. Bring on the Cowboys and that train wreck that organization is. And I'm going to go on record here. when the schedule was being, kind of mixed around, everybody was taking their picks about who they wanted to be the opening game. I was probably the only one. I said, I want the Dallas Cowboys. I want to drop our banner in front of that team and show them, hey, yeah, you may have 5, but your last one was 30 years ago. And there's a reason why the Eagles have won 2 Super Bowls in 7 years. And your team hasn't sniffed a NFC championship game in 30 years. So I like this. I like how it sends the message right away against them. And I'm looking forward to that. Shell saying it's hurtful to watch. And Danny Dimes. Well, just looking at it this way, Shell, I don't take nothing with preseason, but nothing with a grain of salt. These are just guys kind of running through. It's very vanilla playbooking. I'm pretty sure we're going to hear about the way this Eagles defense looked today. They were just vanilla to me. It was a very vanilla game plan. He did bring some heat on Dillon Gabriel, but Dillon Gabriel looked like, I will say this, for as much as people were talking about Shedeur Sanders, and I didn't get a chance to see the young man play, so I'm not going to knock his playing or make it sound like he's the next coming. What I will say from what I saw of this Browns team today with Dillon Gabriel in there is that Dillon Gabriel, to me, looks like he can belong. If he's given the time, him and the kid Thrash really had a connection going early on in this game, man. It really did. Food saying, Mike, thanks for the plug. Anytime, Food. Shell checking in. She goes, honestly, I'm watching my Cubs suck again. Listen, your Cubbies ain't going to suck. And I'll tell you what, there's going to be meaningful baseball in October in Wrigley, and that's all you can ask for. So I know I'm waiting here, too. My Phillies have been kind of up and down. We're kind of pulling away from the Mets. So it's always a good thing. He said, Mike, Fuji saying, Mike, is there any other players that you saw stood out today? Yes. The kid Hall, the defensive tackle. I thought he had really good pressure today. I thought Ojulari played well today. And I'll tell you what, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., I thought played a pretty decent game. Jahad Campbell, he looked good at the times he was in there. The young kid from Georgia, the other linebacker, Morton, or I can't pronounce his last name. I thought he had a pretty decent, solid game for the Eagles. Offensively, I really didn't think the Eagles looked that good today offensively. It was very hard to look, other than really Ainias Smith. Ainias Smith looks like, he's trying to do his thing to stick around. I just think it's going to be tough for him. Because what you've been hearing in practices about Terrence Marshall, and then you have the other kid, Cooper, So, I mean, the way you're looking at it, man, those are the guys. This is my takeaway from the game today. I think Ojulari is probably going to wrap up that number 3, which to me, I was ecstatic when they signed him. I thought maybe I think they may keep Uche too. I think they may end up keeping 4. But you also got to remember too, you got to figure out, this is more for like between Ojulari, I think, and Uche is more for like number 4 on the list, because if you take a look at it, you got Nolan Smith, you got it's Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt, and then you have those 2 guys. So I mean, they're looking to keep 3 and 4. If they keep 4 edge rushers, man, I'll tell you what. One thing I did notice too, the I guess 3rd offensive line pairing really needs some help. I thought Trevor Keegan played very well at guard. If you're looking at it later on, I just didn't understand the whole philosophy of kind of switching Thompson and Kyle McCord like every other series. Like, to me, I didn't understand that, but they were trying to make heads or tail of it on the game. But to me, I'm like, nah. He says Eagles and Phillies both dodged bullets this week. Thank God. Yes. For you guys who don't know, Phillies game the Phillies game is just getting underway. They are in DC, and Johan Duran is basically okay. He said he could put weight on it. He said it didn't even feel like anything happened. He said it was just really weird that he couldn't put weight down on it last night. He said he's fine today. So, and of course, Landon Dickerson having his minor knee surgery. But hey, he was out there drinking beers the other day, so I guess he's okay. Guys, we're going to take a trip around the National Football League for right now to see finals last night. It was the Titans 23-20 over the Atlanta Falcons. It was the Seahawks putting a beating on the Chiefs last night, 33-16. Right now, 13 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. The Colts are down to their last gasp. It is the Packers 23, the Colts 19. It is a 4th and 10 at the Green Bay 31. The New England Patriots moved to 2-0 in this preseason as they beat the Minnesota Vikings 20-12. In Detroit, it is the Dolphins 24, the Lions 17. Again, here it was the Browns beating the Eagles 22-13. In Houston, it was the Texans 20, the Panthers 3, and just underway in Las Vegas right now, it is the 49ers 3, the Raiders nothing, as that is just kicking off. And tonight, we got a slew of games tonight. I don't know which one you guys want to watch, but I'll tell you what, there's a couple battles of cities going on tonight. In LA, you got Rams and Chargers at 7. I think this might be a real good one if you want to watch it later. Pittsburgh is hosting Tampa Bay at 7. I mean, all these games, these last 2 games I just announced, and these upcoming ones, you got Giants Jets Battle of New York. If you want to watch that, there's another one, Ravens at Cowboys. I think that one should be pretty good as well. And then even tonight's game, the late game tonight, you have the Cardinals going to Mile High to take on the Broncos. So you can watch that. And then tomorrow we have a 1:00 game, Jaguars at the New Orleans Saints. Tomorrow night, the Buffalo Bills go to Chicago to take on the Chicago Bears. And Monday night, the Bengals pay a trip down to our nation's capital to take on the Commanders. So there you have it. There is your scoreboard and rest of night schedule. Like I said, I might tune in, might do a little Pittsburgh and Tampa. Might even check in on that Dallas and the Cowboys and the Ravens tonight too. So I think that'll be a pretty good way to go with this. Again, guys, Eagles finish out the preseason next Friday night, 7:00. That's right. They finish out the preseason with those New York Jets. So that'll be something interesting to see. And I don't know about you guys. I have a little something I want to get off my chest here with some of these football teams. If you've been taking a look, there's been different, HBO kind of started the series with the, Hard Knocks and stuff like that. To me personally, I've seen like 3 different things now for, what HBO's doing. Like HBO's, I think they're doing the NFC East this year. And I think it's really funny. Like it's been kind of, what they're doing, but you're also hearing now the Cowboys are on Netflix. They're doing a whole season thing behind them. Prime's doing something with the Jets. It's like, give me a break. Like, I don't know. We got Nooms checking in and says, I'll have wasted preseason games for 200, Alex. Yes, this was definitely not, especially not offensively, Noobs. I'll tell you what, I really did like Andrew Makuba's play today. I think he might have solidified himself, and I think he did enough to beat out Sidney Brown. Just by off his play today, he did enough to beat out Sidney Brown. I like that. And the kid brings the boomstick, too. So, I mean, so far, it looks like picks 1 and 2 have really been looking okay for this Eagles team. And it's only, just think, they're out there doing this, and they're really running a vanilla defense. Can you imagine, when they got to start scheming for teams? Like, Dallas coming in? I just can't wait, man. I want to get to the 4th of September really quick. I want to make sure that I can sit in front of my TV and just watch what this Eagles team's going to do. I mean, and, I'm probably on record saying that I don't think the Cowboys are going to be as bad as people think they're going to be. I just think that with the new coaching staff, the new offensive wrinkles that they got to learn and the new pieces on offense, I think it's just going to take them a couple games to kind of get to rhythm. Unfortunately, Dallas is kind of in the same boat the Birds are with strength of schedule. Matter of fact, Dallas is right under the Eagles for strength of scheduling. So they got a pretty brutal schedule as well. So, I mean, without Michael Parsons being in there and kind of helping that defensive pass rush, they already lost who's the guy that they lost? Used to be on DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence. They already lost him. He went somewhere else. So, I mean, you're taking that off. You got to wait and see now really what's really going to happen with them moving forward. So, I don't know, guys. I really, truly don't know what is going to be coming of this. Guys, just a little reminder, later on tonight, that's right after this game, probably around 7:30ish, Matty B will be on with you for the Fighting's Final. So make sure you are on with him. He will have you covered tonight, and he will not be homering it down anyway. He will give it to you straight as it is. So make sure you tune in for Matty. And speaking of Matty, tomorrow night, that's right, tomorrow night, the return of the Final Word, which, by the way, Matty also has the Fighting's Final tomorrow, too. So make sure you tune in to both days of the Fighting's Final, especially on Sundays, where Matty does his Down on the Farm report, where he gets in depth with the Phillies, minor league talent. So make sure you definitely check into that with him. So, again, make sure you check in with them, with Matty, as he will go. As we move along the week, right here, the attacking third, Pat Bernard, Steve Fuentes, they will have you covered with all of the MLS and union action. So make sure you check in with them. Friday nights, it's usually the wraparound with Pat Bernard. Like we said, Pat's, he's trying to get his internet back from Siberia. So we have been all filling in and helping Pat out. So if Pat is not available again by this Friday, it will probably be yours truly, as I will be getting ready to do probably an Eagles post game, really, if you're really kind of looking at it. So make sure you guys tune in for the wraparound. And again, Sunday mornings, it's me, Pat, now. That's right, P&M in the AM. Your Sunday mornings will never be the same. And also keep a lookout for us, guys, on our TikTok, because me and Pat have been doing our meal of the week or meal of the day as we talk about on our show. So make sure you check it out, tag us with it, and then send us a video of what you're having. So make sure you guys check in for that as well. It's a crazy one, but whoo. Paul Spencer checking in to the show. Paul, if you guys do not know, go to Out of the Box. Paul is a diehard Cowboys fan. He hosts this show, the 215 Cowboys, him and Dave Yarnell. Make sure you give those guys a look, and especially all of my friends over there at Out of the Box. Make sure you give them a listen. He says Cowboys will be 8-9 at worst, 10-7 best. All depends on the O-line getting 4 linemen in 2 years or less as new positions from college. Yeah, that's kind of, Paul, what I was kind of admitting to. Like, a lot of people got the Cowboys winning like 3 games. I'm like, I don't know about that. My only issue is, like I said, Dallas had a hard time stopping a run a year ago. Now they've gone and made some acquisitions to try to help that. But where are they getting the I just want to know where they're going to get their pressure coming from right now. You let a guy like DeMarcus Lawrence walk, and I'll tell you what, and if Mike is not there for game 1, like I said, I think the NFL did the Cowboys no just favors. I mean, that's the game I wanted. Was the Cowboys, just the whole simple, pomp and circumstance. And I think we kind of owe the Cowboys one too from Jalen's first year. If you remember, Jimmy Johnson, it was week 2, it was a Monday night game, and Jimmy Johnson was getting inducted to the Cowboys Ring of Honor. And the Cowboys put a pretty good beating on us that night, kind of doubled us up and made Jalen look very bad. And I remember they did the old salute to the throwback to the Cowboys where the lineman popped up and then went back down. So I think we kind of owe the Cowboys one there. We got to drop a Super Bowl banner when we play them and then kind of return the favor. But looking at my overall view of the NFC East, I think Washington takes a step back. Now you got a whole season of tape on Jalen Daniels. You get to see what he does well, what he doesn't do well, and what teams did to kind of shut him down. If you go back and just look at the NFC title game, the Eagles did a really good job shutting him down. I mean, he's going to make some plays. He's a good player, but the Eagles kind of shut them down in that game. So I think there's going to be a book on that. Plus, I'm not buying into the people that they brought in. You know, I mean, how Deebo Samuel's been hurt the last 3 years. I mean, can you really rely on him being there for a full season? I do like to pick up a Von Miller. I think that'll add to that. But I think them losing Jonathan Allen's going to kill them. It's going to hurt them. You know, they took a guy out of the middle of they took one of their, I guess, I want to say probably the heart of their defense, Jonathan Allen, and moved him. You know, they let him walk. So, I mean, that's the waiting to be seen. I think the Giants, they're just going to keep building. They're going to be getting high draft picks for the next couple of years. But I overall, I could would it surprise me if, you know, every team in the NFC East had a winning record? No, it wouldn't, because I'm not sold on this NFC. You know, I'm not sold on this NFC at all. It would not surprise me if the NFC East all had winning teams. It would not surprise me in the least bit. Because really, take a look at it. You don't know what you're getting from the Bears. You don't know what you're getting from Minnesota. You don't know what you're getting from the Lions. The Lions just lost both of their coordinators. We just had that play out 2 years ago. That's a real thing, man. So, Mickey checking in says, good afternoon, Mike. Good afternoon, Mick. He said, overshown Kenneth Murray moving to Parsons is week one signed. Issue if the secondary. Diggs is washed and nickel is an issue. Rookie Rebel Jr. is healthy. Every team is running 3 wide in our division. Yeah, I believe that, Paul. I believe it. And I think that Kenneth Murray signing is very, very underrated. I think that's a very underrated move for the Cowboys. And even bringing back Fowler. Fowler had a really good season with you guys a couple years ago. He just left him with, you know, you kind of help them. Doing, you know, you hurt Washington by picking him back up. So, I don't know, man. Like I said, if they give Parsons this money, it sounds good. But I mean, it sounds like Parsons is hurt. It sounds like if you listen to how he's talking, he sounds like he's hurt about the situation. So I don't know. Hopefully that gets better for you guys. Again, I want the best shot of the Cowboys. But like I said, I think the Cowboys, I think they're going to have a not a slow start, but I think it's going to take them a little time to get used to what's his face is their head coach. They're going to have to get used to his offense, because this guy was running McCarthy's offense. Now he's bringing in his own Schottenheimer. They got to get used to Schottenheimer's offense, and I'm pretty sure with him being the OC, it'll be a smoother transition. But it's still going to take time. Pickens has got to get right and everything. So with that offense, and I want to see, to be honest with you, I want to see how they utilize Miles Sanders. I really do, and Javonte Williams, because Javonte Williams, I think, is still a good back. So hopefully Dallas will run the ball a little more, and that'll actually help out that young offensive line. But like I said, I feel like they'll get better as the year goes on, Dallas. I really do. And I think they'll be there in the mix. Again, this NFC is just weird. You don't know what you're getting from the Rams. You don't know how healthy Stafford's going to be. I will say this, that defense is legit there. You don't know what the 49ers are. You don't know what Seattle is. I mean, Arizona's ascending. I mean, and that's just there. And then you got the whole, I guess, I don't know, mess that is the NFC South. You know what I mean? I like, out of that division, Tampa's got to be the favorite in that division, but Atlanta's made moves to try to get better. You also have, I think New Orleans is probably going to be the worst team in the league. And that's not, they don't have nobody, man. They don't have nobody. They're basically starting from the ground up. Spencer Rattler's probably going to be their starter. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to seeing any Saints games this year. But if I had to rate that division, I would have it Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Carolina, and then the Saints. So again, looking around the NFC, it's really not it's really not that hard to think that all our teams in the division could have winning records. You know what I mean? Like the Giants, the Giants got I don't know how they finished last and got the worst record, but the NFL did them no favors. I mean, I think the easiest schedule out of our division is Washington. I mean, it literally goes the Giants, the Eagles, the Cowboys, and then somewhere in the mid tier is the Commanders on the schedule, straight to schedule. I'm like, good Lord, man. So again, I don't have no faith in a lot of teams in this in the NFC. Like, the North, you don't know who's going to do what. A lot of people are pointing at the Packers to take over that division. A lot of people are thinking Minnesota's got a chance. I can't see Minnesota not with J.J. McCarthy. He's a rookie. He didn't play last year, so he's got to get used to that. Okay. Mike Fuji, he says McLaurin is having a contract dispute. Yeah, but I think they'll get that done. He said, yeah, he was removed from the pup yesterday. All right, yeah, as Paul was checking in and saying, he said, thanks, Paul, for the heads up. Paul was trying to help me out here with my senior moment. He says, it's running back by committee this year. I want speed back Jalen Blue. I've heard a lot of good things about that kid. I might actually sit back and watch the Cowboys game tonight just to see what they're going to do with him, see if they play him tonight, and watch them against the Ravens. So, I mean, to me, like I said, man, I think there's like a handful of good, like, you have, like, I don't know, like, I'm not going to be that guy that's going to put the Buffalo Bills up as like they're a contender, until somebody beats the Chiefs. They're still going to be right there in the AFC. I do like Denver this year, though. I think Denver is going to give the Chiefs a run for their money. I would love to say the Chargers, too. Just not sold on it. I mean, again, we'll have to see how Najee Harris fits into that Chargers offense. But for the love of God, can they go out and get Justin Herbert some weapons in receivers? I mean, I know he's got the kid McConkey. But can they go get somebody to line up on the other side of McConkey and help him out? Like, wow. But it says if the Bears would have drafted Daniels instead of Caleb, now Ben Johnson says, man, what a screw up. Honestly, don't watch preseason at all. Yeah, Paul, listen, it fills the time and it kind of settles that need until college football kicks off. So, for me. But, guys, again, just to let you guys know, like I said, we ran through the list of shows that's coming on there. Friday night, August 30th, or I'm sorry, the 30th of August will be the premiere of the Happy Valley Huddle. That's right. Penn State's post-game show. Right here, yours truly will be hosting that. And then also September 3rd, there will be another show with myself on there, which will be a talking about, little shekels, spending a little shekels. So make sure you tune in for that. There will be we'll be putting the the graphics and everything together for that show as well. That will be debuting on Wednesday, September 3rd. So make sure you look out. We probably have more of an announcement on that show next week, but definitely Happy Valley Huddle kicks off August 30th when Penn State takes the field on that day. So guys, make sure you tune in for that and everything else of what goes on there. And quick, a little Paul Spencer saying week 1, Ohio State versus Texas. Cannot wait for that. He said, didn't the Chargers bring back Keenan Allen? I don't know, Mike. I didn't hear nothing with that. I know Keenan Allen was out there, so I don't know. You might be right. I haven't heard nothing with that. He said Miami versus Notre Dame. That's also week 1, too. Ooh, man, college football. I can't wait. Cannot wait. I'm back in the saddle. Last year I was kind of off of it a little bit with college football, but yeah, I cannot wait for college football season. And again, Happy Valley Huddle kicks off August 30th. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in for Fly by Birds post-game show here. As the Birds lose 22-13, but it doesn't really matter because next Friday night, 7 o'clock against the Jets, we wrap it up for good, and then we get ready for September 4th and those Dallas Cowboys. So I'm Mike Laura. Make sure you guys check me out tomorrow morning. Matty B on the coverage tonight for the Fighting Phils right now. So make sure you tune in, guys. And make sure you check out my boy Mike Fuji over there on Cole County Cole County Entertainment, and Paul Spencer over there at Out of the Box, and all the great programming those guys have over there for you guys. I am Mike Laura, guys. It has been real. I am out.